All right, let's go to JD in Minnesota. JD, you're on the air.
Jason, what a pleasure to talk to you. You rock the mic, my man, I tell you what.
Thank you, brother.
But the main reason why I called is you want to talk about conditioning, okay? I live in Mound, which is on the west side of Lake Minnetonka, probably 30 minutes away from downtown Minneapolis, okay? Tomorrow, the DHS, tomorrow morning, the Department of Homeland Security is coordinating an exercise with the majority of the police departments on the west side of Lake Minnetonka for a mock bombing drill.
Oh, where's the bombing supposed to take place?
Right off of old Shoreline Drive. They even have a nifty name for it called Operation Black Cat. And myself and some guys from MNChange.org are going to be out there and, you know, give out some DVDs and stuff like that and hope to wake up some people. But it's curious because it's Mound. Nothing happens out in Mound. So what is the purpose of DHS running an exercise out here? The whole thing just hits me as very, very strange.
Well, the thing is, if they run that drill now, it'll acclimate the public even further when they run that big NLE 09 exercise when there's supposed to be terrorist attack prevention and everybody's going to be spied in and we're going to have international troops everywhere and all the local government's going to have to work with the federal government. So it's probably a precursor to that. Again, they like to use these drills as a cover for attacks sometimes, but most of the time they don't publish those drills. They're really not out in the public eye. And now that we're putting a large spectrum of light on them in the darkness, I really hope that they're just trying to prep these people and get them ready and not cause a false flag attack. I thank you for the call, JD. We're going to go to
I'm Brian.
You're Brian?
Yeah.
Hi, Dan Nick from Mound PD. You talked to Chief Kurtz?
Yep.
He's coming up in a couple minutes.
Okay, great.
How's it going? It's cold up here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, should have brought caribou for everybody.
Too. Well, not for too much longer.
Yeah.
Supposed to hit 65, I think, today.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah, I hope so. The sooner the better. I'm JD, by the way. I live out here.
All right.
Chief was talking to Brian about that?
Well, yeah, both him and I are going to be, yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, we're not here to cause any trouble. Yeah. Just here to observe and...
That's what I told him. No one seems to understand when I say we're not here to cause trouble.
We understand. It's cool.
Plus, if you could get a cool explosion on the camera, that's YouTube written all over it, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what the whole deal is about.
Well, now that's a problem. That's what troubles me a little bit.
Well, because I'm not part of that.
Well, right, but you should be. You should at least know. I mean, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying that just doesn't sound.
That's not how it works, though.
Local law enforcement should be aware of what's going on thoroughly, not just having the feds come in and run roughshod, going, "Hey, we're going to do this drill."
What they said in the Waconia Patriot.
Hey, Chief
Brian.
Hey,
Brian.
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Guys, all ready to go?
Yeah.
We're just
I don't know if you guys think we're going to protest.
Well, you know,
or
you and I talked. We were going to have a spot for you to set up.
Yeah, we're not. You can see.
You don't have your signs and stuff
We're
with
just
you, or?
plain clothes. You don't have signs.
Right.
Just coming as media, just documenting.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good.
You don't have to worry about us.
Well, Brian, why don't you come with me? Let's just show you the perimeter.
Okay.
So you understand where everybody can go and can't go.
The reason I'm down here is to see if there was any military, any kind of federal law enforcement activity going on. As y'all, I'm sure, know that it's a violation of Posse Comitatus, 1878 law after Reconstruction. So, yeah, that's the reason I came down. And then I was walking around talking to some volunteer officers, and the radios went off and said there was people up on the roofs passing out DVDs, and I thought, well, shoot, I better get into the camera up there and make sure everything's on the up and up. So.
Operation Black Cat is a large-scale emergency preparedness drill, and this particular drill is put on for the Lake Area Emergency Preparedness Group, which includes all the 18 cities in the Lake Area: Mound, Minnetrista, St. Bonifacius, Independence, Medina, Shorewood. There's a lot of them. We meet every month and we talk about emergency preparedness. So it was just a great opportunity to be able to make it look very realistic for our responders, and that's what we want. We want our people to be prepared in the event we have a major disaster.
What involvement has DHS had in it? Just for the funding, or have they been involved in any of the organizing?
No, they haven't been involved in anything. You know, it's a trickle-down grant. So it trickled down from the federal government to the state government, and now down to stand by 1 minute, and now down to the Hennepin County. So other than the grant, states had no role in it at all.
Are you aware of 1878 law Posse Comitatus?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't cite it for you if that's what you're asking me to do.
Well, ideally it was at the end of Reconstruction after the Civil War, and it prohibited federal military or organizations from engaging in law enforcement.
Okay.
Because that was left up to the cities and the towns and the states.
Yeah.
And so that's originally why I came down here, and I think maybe these guys had some of the same questions as to, who all's going to be involved, and that was the big thing for me. And
sure, and I mentioned this to you, I think, earlier in the week that, we're trying to be as transparent as we can. I think it's important. I think it's important that our people understand the efforts that we're going to make sure that our community is safe, to make sure that our people are safe. And that's why we've invited them to come and watch. This whole idea and the objectives behind this operation is really simply.
Was there any specific reason why there was an IED chosen for the?
That was just part of the funding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it had to be, for the funding, it had to be some kind of explosive device as part of the funding for the grant.
Which was perfect for demolition.
Well, it was good, and it was also good because, you know what, we don't really train on those kinds of things. I mean, if there's a bomb in there or a bomb squad, our people aren't trained to handle that, so it's good for us to be able to interact with those guys so that we know in the event we have someone.
The reason, if he was telling you that there's no federal involvement, that's a flat-out lie. There are people from the Department of Homeland Security that will be here today. This whole thing was put on by the Department of Homeland Security. The reason why I know that, I have it on good authority of a friend of mine who is in the process of interviewing and doing all the stuff he needs to do to work for the DHS. He just got back from Washington, D.C. a couple weeks ago. When I brought this up to him, he was fully aware of what it was. He was also planning on being here to get FaceTime with the DHS people that are going to be responsible for hiring him. So the fact that they're saying there's no federal involvement is absolute BS. There is Department of Homeland Security people here, hands down.
Well, just from what the chief said, there was no DHS involvement. It was trickle-down funding and everything. But in fact, they did choose the type of setup that it had to be. They did choose that it had to be a simulated IED, improvised explosive device. So they did have some control over it, but.
Should they be running?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be on the third truck in. Oh, there's people.
There's a little ninja hiding behind a tree over there.